In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on March 25, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Illinois State versus Incarnate Word. The Illinois State Redbirds are set to face off against the Incarnate Word Cardinals in the semifinals of the CBI tournament. This game is scheduled for early Tuesday evening in Daytona Beach. Both teams secured their spots in the semifinals with strong performances in the quarterfinals. Illinois State came out on top against Presbyterian on Monday, while Incarnate Word managed to pull off a victory against Jacksonville in their own quarterfinal battle. Illinois State has been firing on all cylinders in recent games, showing real dominance in their performances. They made easy work of Missouri State in their conference tournament, winning by a comfortable 16-point margin. That momentum carried over into the CBI quarterfinals, where they handled Presbyterian with an 8-point victory. On the other hand, Incarnate Word has been something of a surprise package in this tournament. Despite only being a few games above .500, they have found ways to win. However, when comparing these two teams head-to-head, Illinois State clearly has the upper hand. The Redbirds have been more efficient on offense, averaging 112 points per 100 possessions compared to the Cardinals' 108. Beyond their offensive edge, Illinois State's defense has also been a notch above Incarnate Word's. The Redbirds are allowing 2.8 fewer points per 100 possessions, which could prove crucial in a high-stakes game like this. Their three-point shooting has been stellar all season, knocking down shots at an impressive 38.2% clip. That could spell trouble for Incarnate Word, whose perimeter defense has been among the worst in the country, ranking 328th in Division I. This could end up being a major deciding factor, as Illinois State has won each of their last 5 games by at least 8 points. When taking a closer look at how both teams have performed defensively in their last 5 outings, the numbers tell an interesting story. Illinois State has given up 43.8% shooting from the field and 34.4% from beyond the arc during that stretch. Incarnate Word, meanwhile, has allowed a slightly higher 44.8% overall, but has held opponents to 32.5% from three-point range. While those numbers are close, Ken Palm's efficiency ratings suggest a more significant gap between these teams. Incarnate Word currently sits at 224th in the nation with a minus 4.79 net rating, while Illinois State is 137th with a plus 2.44 rating. That differential highlights the stronger overall quality of Illinois State heading into this game. The Redbirds had little trouble dispatching Presbyterian in their last game, and they've had the advantage of an extra day to rest. They've now won 3 of their last 4 games, and their defense has played a big role in those victories. Meanwhile, Incarnate Word has started this tournament strong, winning back-to-back games, but they're now facing a grueling schedule. This will be their 3rd game in 3 days, which is bound to take a toll. They've been scoring well, putting up 87 and 92 points in their first 2 matchups, but Illinois State's defense and fresher legs should prove to be too much to overcome. As our first pick for this matchup, the Illinois State Redbirds to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Illinois State has been playing exceptional defense lately, limiting opponents to just 63 points per game over their last 5 contests. They prefer a methodical style of play, ranking 265th in the nation in adjusted tempo. Incarnate Word follows a similar approach, playing at an even slower pace and sitting 319th in adjusted tempo rankings. While their defensive metrics aren't great, they've been able to limit opponents to 69 points per game, largely because of their slower pace. Illinois State has also been relatively low scoring in recent outings, averaging just 68 points over their past 5 games. Given the pace at which these teams play and the defensive nature of Illinois State, this game has all the makings of a low-scoring affair. The under has hit in 3 of Illinois State's last 4 games, and there's a good chance that trend continues here. Scoring could be at a premium in this matchup. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Chattanooga versus Bradley. The Chattanooga Mocs are set to go head-to-head with the Bradley Braves in the quarterfinals of the National Invitation Tournament this Tuesday evening. This game is shaping up to be a compelling battle. Chattanooga is coming into this one fresh off an impressive victory over Dayton in the quarterfinals on Saturday, while Bradley secured their spot in this round by pulling off a strong road win against George Mason. Both teams have momentum, but one will have to give way as they fight for a spot in the semifinals. Bradley enters this contest as the favorite, which makes sense given their stronger overall record this season. They've been particularly dominant when playing at home, which gives them an added edge. That being said, Chattanooga has proven to be a formidable team on the road, so this isn't a situation where the underdog is simply overmatched. Both teams are in fantastic form heading into this game. Bradley has won 7 of their last 8 contests, though they've been a bit shaky against the spread, going 5-4 in their last 9 games. Meanwhile, Chattanooga is riding an incredible hot streak, winning 14 of their last 15 games, and they've covered the spread in 5 of their last 6. Given how well both squads have been performing lately, this one has all the makings of a tightly contested battle that could come down to the wire. One interesting wrinkle in this matchup is that these two teams have never faced off before, making it an unpredictable showdown. Chattanooga has been a powerhouse recently, winning 9 of their last 10 games and covering the spread at an impressive rate, with a 21-12 against the spread record this season. Their road performances have also been noteworthy, posting an 11-5 record away from home. On the other hand, Bradley is dealing with a significant setback, as they will be without 2 of their top 3 scorers, Hannes and Montgomery, both sidelined with undisclosed injuries. Chattanooga has also built a reputation as a road warrior, stringing together 9 straight wins in away games. With both teams fighting for a coveted spot in the National Invitation Tournament semifinals, expect Chattanooga to keep this game close and put up a serious fight. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chattanooga Mocs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Offensively, Chattanooga is a team that knows how to put points on the board. They've been incredibly efficient, shooting at a solid 48% clip for the season, and their offensive production has been through the roof lately, averaging 88 points per game over their last 5 outings. A big part of their strategy revolves around the three-point shot, as they take nearly 26 attempts from beyond the arc per game, relying heavily on their outside shooting to generate offense. Bradley, however, has a weapon of their own in this area. They lead the entire country in three-point shooting efficiency, knocking down an absurd 41% of their shots from deep. This is a critical factor to consider because Chattanooga has struggled mightily when it comes to defending the perimeter. The Mocs rank a dismal 265th in three-point defense, meaning Bradley could exploit this weakness and rack up points from downtown. To further back up the case for a high-scoring affair, Bradley managed to put up 75 points against a George Mason team known for its elite defense in their last game. The trends also support this outlook, as the over has hit in 4 of Chattanooga's last 5 contests. Given the offensive firepower on both sides and the defensive vulnerabilities in play, I expect this to turn into an exciting shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Florida Gulf Coast University versus Cleveland State. The Florida Gulf Coast Eagles are set to face off against the Cleveland State Vikings in a semifinal showdown in the CBI tournament. Florida Gulf Coast University earned their spot in this round after a hard-fought battle against Army, narrowly escaping with a 68-65 victory. Despite being favored by 10.5 points, they failed to cover the spread, making for a much closer game than expected. Meanwhile, Cleveland State had a much smoother path to the semifinals, dominating Queens with an 88-73 win. Not only did they secure a comfortable victory, but they also easily covered the 4.5-point spread, proving they were the superior team on both ends of the floor. Looking at how both teams performed in the quarterfinals, Cleveland State certainly appeared to be the more dominant squad. Their defense, which has been their strongest asset all season, played a key role in their victory and is expected to be the deciding factor in this matchup as well. Statistically, Cleveland State boasts the best defensive unit on the floor, ranking 113th in overall efficiency. This puts them in a favorable position against Florida Gulf Coast University's offense, which sits at 164th in efficiency. Gulf Coast's last game was anything but convincing. They were supposed to win big against Army but barely got by with a 3-point win, raising concerns about their ability to step up in high-pressure moments. One of Cleveland State's biggest strengths is their backcourt duo of scoring guards, who complement each other's skill sets perfectly. Smith, the team's top scorer, is relentless when attacking the basket, while Stavesky provides a deep threat who can catch fire at any moment. Stavsky proved just how dangerous he can be in their last game, putting up an impressive 29 points. He has the ability to take over a game when he gets hot. Adding to Cleveland State's advantage, they have a dominant big man in Incarnate, an all-conference player who matches up well against Florida Gulf Coast University's Kelman in the paint. When you factor in Cleveland State's ability to score efficiently and play tough defense, it becomes clear that they have the edge. The Vikings made quick work of Queens in the previous round, and they have a good chance of doing the same to a Florida Gulf Coast University team that struggles defensively. I expect Cleveland State's defense to be the difference maker here, allowing them to secure both the win and the cover to earn their place in the CBI Finals. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cleveland State Vikings to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This matchup is not going to be a fast-paced, high-scoring affair. Both teams naturally play at a slow tempo and will settle into their usual methodical approach. Gulf Coast ranks 290th in pace of play, while Cleveland State sits at 284th, meaning neither team looks to push the tempo or score quickly in transition. Instead, they both rely on structured half-court offensive sets, working the ball around to their big men. Florida Gulf Coast University's Kelman and Cleveland State's Incarnate are both key offensive focal points, as each made their respective all-conference teams. These teams like to grind down the shot clock, making every possession count by feeding their post players and looking for high-percentage shots late in the possession. Cleveland State's strong defensive presence will also play a significant role in keeping the scoring down. The Vikings have consistently held opponents in check, which is reflected in their recent results. 3 of their last 4 games have gone under the total. Florida Gulf Coast University has also played in several low-scoring affairs, as all 3 of their most recent games have gone under. Looking at specific trends, Florida Gulf Coast University has a 0-2-0 over-under record when playing the second game of a back-to-back, which suggests they struggle to put up points in these situations. On the other hand, Cleveland State has a 6-8-0 over-under record when both teams are on equal rest, further indicating their tendency to play lower-scoring games in these scenarios. When we compare both teams' season-long offensive and defensive numbers, we arrive at a projected total of 138 points. However, once we factor in the slow pace of play, both teams averaging just 67.8 possessions per game, the adjusted projection drops to 134 points. Given how methodically these teams play, it's reasonable to expect a game with limited possessions and fewer scoring opportunities. This one is shaping up to be a defensive battle with a final score that stays well under the projected total. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. North Texas versus Oklahoma State. On Tuesday, the second-seeded North Texas Mean Green will go head-to-head against the fourth-seeded Oklahoma State Cowboys in the National Invitational Tournament. This is set to be a compelling matchup between two teams looking to extend their postseason run. Both squads have had their share of highs and lows this year, but only one will advance. The last time these two programs faced off was in 2023, when North Texas emerged victorious with a hard-fought 65-59 win. That result will surely be on the minds of both teams as they prepare for another battle on the court. The Oklahoma State Cowboys have had a season full of inconsistencies, playing like a dominant force at times while looking completely disjointed at others. There have been moments where their offense has clicked beautifully, putting up big numbers against tough competition. However, there have also been stretches where they've struggled to maintain that level of play, leading to frustrating losses. Right now, though, they seem to be hitting their stride at the right time. They've been scoring at a high clip, averaging 84 points in 3 of their last 4 contests. That kind of offensive production will be crucial against a North Texas squad that leans on its defensive intensity. The Cowboys are not a lockdown defensive team by any means, and lapses on that end of the floor are to be expected. However, North Texas may not have the firepower necessary to exploit those weaknesses, making this a favorable matchup for Oklahoma State. Oddsmakers will likely struggle to set an accurate betting line for this one because, on paper, North Texas looks like the superior team. According to Ken Palm, they have an adjusted efficiency margin of plus 11.3, significantly higher than Oklahoma State's plus 6.7. That suggests they are the better all-around team. However, the Cowboys' erratic nature often leads to them being undervalued in betting markets. They have the offensive firepower to outpace North Texas, and their recent form suggests they are capable of taking control of this game. As our first pick for this matchup, the Oklahoma State Cowboys to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. North Texas games on the road have consistently trended toward the under this season, with the under hitting in 8 of their 12 away contests. That includes a 4-1-1 record when they are listed as road underdogs. This game presents a classic clash of styles. The Mean Green prefer to slow the pace way down, ranking 363rd in adjusted tempo, while the Cowboys thrive in a fast-paced environment, sitting at 14th in the same category. Despite Oklahoma State's desire to push the tempo, I believe North Texas' discipline. Defensive approach will keep the game from becoming a high-scoring affair. The visitors are excellent at dictating pace, which will make it difficult for the Cowboys to get into an offensive rhythm. On the other end of the floor, Oklahoma State will also be more locked in defensively, ensuring that North Texas does not get too comfortable and go on extended scoring runs. One key factor to consider is North Texas shot selection. They rely heavily on mid-range attempts, ranking 32nd nationally in mid-range attempt rate. However, Oklahoma State defends that area of the floor exceptionally well, holding opponents to just 32% shooting from mid-range, which ranks 24th in the country. That defensive strength should help keep the overall scoring lower than usual. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.